Hey guys, Mrs. Cummings here. This is the homework, the integers, operations, maze, addition, and subtraction help video. I really quick want to make a note that a couple of these we did cross off. So I'm going to go ahead and cross those off right now. They should already be crossed off on your paper, the ones that you didn't have to do. So I'm just Xing these out because these were the ones that you did not have to complete at all. All right, so with that being said, because we crossed off the start, we're just going to go down to the second one. You should notice that you have an additional sheet. I'm going to add a line sheet to mine. Mrs. Severick provided you a place to do your work, and she expects you to use that. So you really need to make sure that you're using that underneath. I just put a piece of lined paper under here for me so that I can use that when I am reading the problems for you guys. So the first one we're going to do, it says a scuba diver is 12 meters below sea level. If the diver descends 39 meters further, what integer represents the scuba diver's new elevation relative to sea level? So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to put problem number 1. I might make this a little bit bigger. Maybe a size 16, I think, maybe 18. So when I read the word below sea level, I know that this has to be a negative 12. So he's starting below sea level and he is then descending 39 meters further. Descends means going down. So that would be minus because he's getting further down and he's going 39 feet below. What is the answer? So we have negative 12 minus 39 equals what? If you're like me, you're going to want to create an addition problem because it's just a lot easier to look at. So when we're doing that, we're going to keep it, change it, flip it. And I'm actually going to make that note at the top. Keep, change, keep it, change, flip. That kind of gives me a little note of what I need to do. So when I'm making this into addition problem, I keep the first digit. Ooh, that should be a lot bigger. I'm not really sure why that didn't stick to 18. There we go. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to change it from from subtraction to addition. And I'm going to have to flip the last number. This number is a positive 39. All right. We're not looking at the subtraction sign. It's a 39 by itself. So I have to change that to a negative 39. And I'm going to use parentheses to do that. Once I change that problem into an addition problem, I can easily see that both numbers are negative, and that means we're getting even further negative. So the answer will stay negative. Then we can just simply add those two digits together to get the answer. If you're at home and you want to show this work, once you get to this point, you can use a calculator after you've set up the subtraction problem to an addition problem. So once you figure out the right answer, I'll do this one with you. So if we're doing 39 plus 12, I know the answer is going to be negative because they're both numbers are negative. I'm going to say that this is 51. And if I look up here, I will see that there is negative 51 going down here. So I'm going to take my highlighter. You don't have to use a highlighter, but you can. I'll use green. I'll use a box highlighter. And I will shade in negative 51. Now, it doesn't matter about the maze. You don't really have to fill it in because you guys are going to do all these blank questions no matter what. So then I will create another text box underneath and I will start to do number 2, this second one. The temperature at 2 a.m. was negative 13 degrees. If the temperature decreased 12 degrees and then increased 7, what integer represents the new number? So again, we're starting at negative 13. we're decreasing or going down 12, and then we're increasing 7. If I were you, I would probably do this first part first, so negative 13 minus 12. And again, I would change that. I would change that into an addition problem. So keep it, negative 13, change it to addition, and flip it from a positive 12, because remember, that's just saying minus 12. So that is a positive 12. We're now changing the 12 to a negative 12. And you can put the parentheses around it. So right now, we can solve that by saying negative 13 plus negative 12 equals what? And then we're adding on 7. So this is getting more negative, so you're going to have a more negative answer, and whatever answer you get, you'll have to put in there. And then you can't forget to add the 7 plus 7. All right, so I've shown you how to set up 2 problems. You're going to have to answer that one, and I will read the remaining 4 problems. You have to set it up and then solve them. Remember, after you set them up on your paper, you can use a calculator, but you have to make sure to do those steps. All right. So Kate has negative 35 in her bank account. After a deposit, she has a balance of $127. What integer represents the amount of her deposit? So Kate has negative 35 in her bank account. After a deposit, she has a balance of 127. What integer represents the amount of her deposit? You're going to have to find, so she started with this. So essentially for this one, I can help you set this one up too. For number 3, it looks like we're starting with negative 35, and she deposits. So we don't know the number she's depositing, so I'm leaving it blank. And we know at the end, she ends up with a positive balance of 127. So we have to figure out the difference between these 2 numbers. And in order to do that, we can say 127 minus negative 35 equals what number? You have to change this into an addition sentence. So you need to do that, and then you will get your answer. The next problem, I'll kind of number these right now just so that you guys can see the direction I'm going. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then you have, oh, that's ugly, 4. Okay. All right, so for question 4,
I did send freaking Jamari.
Hold on, I'm recording this. All right, Allison is opening a jewelry business. She spent $56 on supplies. After $77 in sales to customers, what integer represents her net profits? You have to write that problem down and then solve it. The next question you will have to do is number 6. Kyle's submarine is 73 meters below sea level. His sister's submarine is 6 meters below his submarine. What integer represents the elevation of his sister's submarine? So again, that will be a subtraction problem. It will start with negative 73 minus 6 meters. You'll have to change it into an addition problem and then figure out the answer. And then, I'm sorry, this should have been a 5. And the last one is number 6. The temperature on Friday was negative 12 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature today is 11 degrees Fahrenheit less. What integer represents today's temperature? You'll have to write the subtraction problem. Negative 12 minus 11 equals what? Change it into addition problem, and you should get your answer.